Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is Tuesday.
A beautiful one, I bet.
It is a very nice day here in Kentucky. Today we're in part 2 of Jesus Dies on the Cross. And there's also a picture at the end. Are you put them at the end?
I try to, yes.
Yeah, okay. Today we're on Mark chapter 15, starting at verse 33. At noon, darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. Then at 3 o'clock, Jesus called out with a loud voice, Eloi, 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 lema sabachthani. So, long
Good
Greek.
try.
Tried. Which means, my God, why have you abandoned me? Some of the bystanders misunderstood and thought he was calling for the prophet Elijah. One of them ran and filled a sponge with sour wine, holding it up to him on a reed stick so he could drink. Wait, he said, let's see whether Elijah comes to take him down. Then Jesus uttered another loud cry and breathed his last. And the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. When a Roman officer stood facing him, he saw how he had died and exclaimed, this man truly was the Son of God. Some women were there watching from a distance, including Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James, the younger brother, and of Joseph, and Salome. They had been followers of Jesus and had cared for him while he was in Galilee. Many other women who had come with him to Jerusalem were also there. Now the commentary. Jesus did not ask this question in surprise or despair. He was quoting the first line of Psalm 22. The whole psalm is a prophecy expressing the deep agony of the Messiah's death for the world's sins. Jesus knew that he would be temporarily separated from God the moment he took upon himself the sins of the world. This separation was what he had dreaded as he prayed in Gethsemane. The physical agony was horrible, but the spiritual alienation from God was the ultimate torture. Jesus' loud cry may have been his last words. It is finished. And find that in John 19, verse 30. A little dispute over some treats over there.
Yeah. And those names are hard for English-speaking
Right.
people.
So, it's just kind of going over the same thing we read yesterday, but, you know, I think in John we'll find where he says it is finished. And
again, the veil was torn. That is a miraculous thing.
Yeah.
From top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that is indicating that we are no longer have any separation between us and God.
Right.
If we accept Jesus as Lord, he's the bridge. He's the only way to get there.
Yeah, he's our mediator. He's our high priest that intercedes for us to the Father, even though we have the accuser, Satan, you know, in front of God accusing us. Jesus is there as our advocate, you know, telling, you know, not necessarily reminding God, because God knows all that. I think it's more of a reminder to Satan that no, they're not guilty because I paid for all that already.
Right. And I just want to make one note too, is the importance of inclusion of women in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that you see women included in the Bible, it is important because at that time the society was pressing them down, and Jesus always, if you notice his interaction with women, he's always lifting them up.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking them from below the level line, because they were considered property, and he's taking them below that level and raising them all the way up to being equals, and sometimes even an important key aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as what they're doing in the Bible in relation to the men. Sometimes they're more important than the men in the stories. So this having the women at the cross, and it even made a mention of other women were there too. Look at your current day churches. We need to get more men in the church. Yes, I agree, and more men to read the Bible and to follow Jesus. But don't underestimate the power of women in the modern day belief system and how they influence others.
Well, women are equal to men because they were made at, basically the same time, and even in way back when in the Gospels in the beginning where it shows all the lineage, there was Rahab the prostitute as part of Jesus's heritage. So
I just it made mention that women were there, like multiple. And it's an important thing for the Bible to include that.
And later on, I don't remember which one, but later on we're going to see, how that all relates because, women bear children, so it's if we didn't have women in the world, there wouldn't be here.
True.
The same thing with the men, we're co-equals with each other.
We
and
each have
God
our
sees
own
us.
gifts.
Yeah. And Paul even says there's no difference now between Greek and Jew, men and women, slave and free. We're all one in Christ.
Right.
So our gender does not separate us or anything from anything.
Right.
It's all one. We're all one in Christ Jesus.
And I think that was important notation in the crucifixion story because the veil was torn to keep us men separated. Women were noted that they were in the in the crowd. So I just think that it was an important inclusion.
Yeah. Yep. And this is the first time I guess I really realized who Salome is. I don't know who that is, so maybe we'll find out later. But name is in there for a purpose. Somebody important. So.
I'm wanting to say it's John, the beloved one's mother, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it up to make sure.
Okay. Hope everybody has a glorious day. We'll talk to you later.